Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be discussing the differences between the deep and the dark web. Before we understand the deep and the dark web, it's important to go over two pieces of terminology, the bit and the byte, which is basically how computers store information ranging from the number you type in the Excel doc to the color of the screen that you're looking at. Computers store information like this in a series of ones and zeros called bits and bytes. One of those ones or zeros is known as a bit, and 8 of these bits together create a byte. For reference, about 1 gigabyte of information is 10 to the power of 9 bytes, and the majority of websites store less than 5 gigabytes of information per month, and an hour of streaming HD videos on Netflix is about 3 gigabytes of information. Now that we understand how computers store information, we can understand the surface web and its magnitude. So the surface web is basically any information you can access via search engines like Google, Bing, or Yahoo. Websites like Reddit, CNN, and Wikipedia are all available on the surface web as they are available via Google search. About 19 terabytes of data are on the public or the surface web, with about 1 billion unique documents. However, a majority of the information on the website isn't available via these search engine searches. That's where the deep and the dark web come into play. The deep web and the dark web are encrypted, meaning that they're sort of hidden from these searches. Information on the deep web includes things like electronic health records, Facebook posts that you choose only to share with your network of friends. Basically information which is not available on the public web, and you don't need to download a special browser on your computer for. That's where the dark web comes into play. The dark web requires a user to download a special browser, so that way it's difficult or impossible to trace the person who is releasing this information. That's why the dark web is sort of notorious for things like illegal selling of illegal substances and activities and information, and a lot of crime happening on the dark web. However, there is another side to this dark web, which is that it can actually be used in ways which can benefit society. For example, the Arab Springs movement, a series of pro-revolutionary movements in which citizens of an oppressive government chose to rebel against their government, were able to garner support for their cause through the dark web. And they were able to do so without fear of the negative repercussions which may have occurred if they weren't protected by the special browser. So how does this relate to health informatics? Well, information about certain compounds used in drugs are available in the public web, and they're encrypted. For example, my tax dollars and your tax dollars fund a project called PubChem, which is funded by the NIH, and it allows individuals to access information which is indexed about certain molecules. And this information is available via simple Google searches or Bing searches. However, some information is not available via simple Google searches or Bing searches, and that is information in databases such as Reaxys, which are encrypted, and you need to pay for access to this database. So some of the information on Reaxys might be available via journals which you have to pay in order to access the information for, which might provide different information than what you might find on PubChem. That's it for the deep and the dark web. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to email us at nocopaytutorials@gmail.com.